So today I was thinking about making a quick informational video on, this is my 2003 Toyota Avalon XLS, on how to replace the lights in the gauge cluster, because a common problem with these cars is a few of the bulbs tend to burn out. So if you stay tuned, I will show you how to replace gauge cluster lights in the 2000 to 2004 Toyota Avalon this video will apply to. So only thing you will need to do this job is Phillips head screwdriver. You don't have to use an impact driver, and plastic tool if you don't want to tear up any plastic. You could use a flathead screwdriver, but you're more likely to damage something. The light that we're going after to replace is one up here in the tachometer. This Avalon has 203,000 miles. This is a very common light to go out on these XLS's, is the one for the odometer. I've already replaced that one. And there's one that is bad up here. And you can also replace all of these. I've replaced all of those already. All right, first step in removal of the gauge cluster and everything is to pull off the housings for the tweeters. Right here, there's a big metal clip on one side that you need to be careful with. Right there. You don't have to unplug them, you can just leave them. To get it loose, to get your hand behind it, take a plastic tool, pop it loose. And then basically just work it out. After you get both of those removed, the next step is to take your plastic pry tool and stick it right here. There's a plastic trim that will fall down. So step number 3 is to pop this off here. This other piece of trim, pop straight up with the plastic tool. If you don't have a plastic tool, you can get them at Harbor Freight, Walmart, nylon panel tools. Pop that trim off. Step number 4. Step 4 is there's a hidden screw right up in here to remove this piece of plastic right there. So we'll take our drill, remove the one screw, and then this plastic right here can be removed. Step number 5 is we have screws here. We have a screw here. And we have more screws over here. So to get this out, you're going to have to take both of these out, because as you see, this is actually laying on top of the gauge cluster. So we'll pull that screw out. Take these 2 screws out. And then you remove the ones on that side. Now that we have all the screws removed on both sides, you grab the passenger side, it says Avalon, and it pops out separately from the rest of it. And once you remove that, there are 2 more screws right there in this piece, which, like I said, sits on top of this piece. We need to remove those 2 screws. Now when those 2 screws are removed, you can then remove the piece with the odometer and the clock and all that. It's pretty tight in there, so you just gotta kind of wiggle it out. If you're worried about scratching your dash, you can put something soft here, a jacket or something, but I'm not too worried about this old car. Now, just leave it all plugged in. You know, you don't need to unplug it. You can work on it without unplugging it. If you unplug it, it'll reset everything. So now that that is removed, we can then remove the gauge cluster. And if you flip it over, it will allow you access to the bulbs that are bad. So I know that the bulb on the top here is bad, so I need to replace this one. Okay, so we have our new bulb here. So basically it's the same steps, but in reverse. All you gotta do is push it and twist it, lock into place. You can turn the lights on to check it, but it's daytime right now. It's really hard to tell. But yeah, that's basically it to replacing the bulbs, gauge cluster, or for the odometer, it's the same thing. You just gotta figure out which bulb's what, unplug it, and replace it. It's pretty simple. But if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. I also make some videos with my old drone right here. And I work in the automotive industry, and if anybody has one of these Avalons, I've done a lot of work to this car. If you have anything about the suspension or anything that I can help out, just comment and I will try to make a video on it. So thanks for watching. I hope this helps somebody out.